All right, we're back with another list, and today we're going to be going over the top 100 best rappers of all time. Now, again, just like the last video, this list is coming from Beats Rhymes List. Definitely check them out if you haven't. They've got a great site, bunch of different really good lists on there, from best rappers to best South, West Coast, East Coast, all kinds of different lists. Definitely check them out. All right, so this is a really long list, so we're going to go ahead and break it up into groups of 20. So we're going to be doing 100 through 80. Let's go ahead and jump right into this one. It's going to be the same criteria as the last video. This one is going to be based on lyrical skills, flow, rhythm, cadence, delivery, songwriting ability, influence, consistency, dropping album after album, commercial success, and originality. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put it up right here. We're just going to go ahead and jump right in. And I have not gone through this list, so I don't know exactly how theirs is set up. So I'm going to react to this one just as you guys are seeing it right now. So first one is Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane at 100. This one I'm okay with. Not a huge Gucci Mane fan. I know he's got a huge catalog. And again, I honestly haven't even heard most of his albums. I have heard a lot of Gucci Mane. He's got a couple here and there that I like, but I can definitely see why he's number 100 on this list. Jumping down into 99, we've got MC Lyte. MC Lyte, another really good one. Definitely a legend, basically a female legend, a legend in general in the hip hop community. I would definitely say she'd probably be a lot higher if she released a few more albums. All right, number 98 is Mace. I couldn't care less about Mace, so 98 is just fine on this one for me. Chief Keef. Chief Keef's another one that, not a giant Chief Keef fan. I remember hearing about him when he first came out on Noisy, who's got a great series on YouTube. Definitely check him out. So I heard about him pretty early on. The Chicago Drill, definitely like some of it. Real hit and miss for me, but I can see why he's on the list. Definitely see why he's more towards the end of the list. 96, this one is definitely a shocker for me. I love Rascass. I would put him much higher up in this list, but love to see him on here. He doesn't get a lot of recognition from a lot of big lists that are out there, or big in quotes. Rascass, for me, this one's a little low. I would put him much higher. 95 is Twista. Again, haven't heard much of Twista in a long time. Familiar with his work, of course, and very good. And for me, probably pretty good placement for Twista. 94, we got Brother Ali, who is another really good artist. Definitely more underground independent than some of the rest of the list that's going to be on here. If you haven't checked out Brother Ali, definitely check him out. Worth a listen. And again, kind of underappreciated. 93 is Ab-Soul. And I will say I don't know Ab-Soul's catalog very well, so I really couldn't comment on this one if it's too high, too low, or just right. Jumping down, 92 is Pasta Noose from De La Soul. Definitely worthy of being on this list. Very good lyricist. He's got a huge catalog to prove that. Snoop Dogg. Now, this is definitely a tough one for me. I would honestly put him a little bit higher, especially when you consider things like influence, marketability, sales catalog, everything like that. He's huge as you consider that one. So I'm kind of surprised they have him this low, especially when you've seen other top 25, 50, and 100 lists, and they've got him easily in the top 25 most of the time, and almost always in the top 50. So definitely a little confused on why they have him so low. I see, and this is exactly why right here. Number 90 is Project Pat. I honestly don't know almost anybody that would put Project Pat over Snoop. But again, a lot of this goes into personal preference for me. Coming in at number 89 is The Game. This is another one that I would probably put Game, although I'm not a giant Game fan. I loved his early work. He's lyrically, I think he's incredible. He name drops like crazy, which I'm not a fan of. I would definitely put him higher up on the list than this. Once you bring in like what he can do in his flow, the way he can switch it up, and he can switch it up, he definitely deserves to be a little bit higher on the list than 89. Number 88 is Juicy J. I'm real curious to see this list because I would honestly put Juicy J a little bit higher than this too. So coming in 88 is Juicy J. 87 is Pimp C. Absolutely love Pimp C. And again, absolutely love seeing him pop up on this list. Number 86 is Cannabis. Cannabis is absolutely incredible. If you haven't heard him go against LL Cool J, definitely go listen to that stuff. He's got some great bars on a ton of different groups like Jedi Mind Tricks. And the only reason I bring that up is because it's one of my favorite ones. Number 85 is going to be Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. This is a pretty good one. I would say this one is probably pretty good placement for me. 84 is going to be RZA. RZA. I would have thought they'd put RZA a little bit higher. I can definitely see why. I mean, there's still a huge list in front of us to go through and see what they placed in front of RZA. But again, out of the Wu-Tang members, I would definitely say he's more middle of the road as far as like lyrically, anything like that. He absolutely more shines on the production side than he does with lyricism. 83 is Ice-T. This is one, Ice-T is in my top 5 of all time. I would absolutely place Ice-T a little bit higher than this one. And the reason I would place him higher than this is just his impact in rap in general, not even talking about LA rap. So honestly, the godfather of gangster rap in LA. 6 in the Morning was kind of, I know Ice-T gives credit to PSK for kind of being the creator or the inventor of a little bit more gangster style rap. But Ice-T, as far as LA is concerned, is the absolute godfather. He created it, he started it, and his impact that led to other groups kind of modeling themselves after this. NWA has even said that. I would absolutely put Ice-T a little bit higher than this. I think where he gets dinged a little bit on this one is Ice-T, even though he was known nationally, his record sales were never to the level I think that would kind of bump him up in the list a little bit more. Lyrically, he goes back and forth. He's got some songs that are absolutely incredible. New Jack Hustler is easily one of the best songs ever created, story-wise, lyrically. So me personally, I'm disappointed to see him this low. 82 is Talib Kweli. And again, like I said earlier, I can't wait to see the rest of this list because Talib Kweli is an absolute killer. And again, across all kinds, Talib Kweli in High Tech, when he teamed up with Mos Def, Yasin Bey in Black Star. The guy's got a catalog that puts him well up into the top ranks of MC. So again, I'm very curious to see this list because that one's a little surprising. Number 81 is Rhapsody. Rhapsody's relatively new. She extremely good. I've listened to a little bit of her. I like her a lot. And honestly, I think she's one that's going to get much higher as this goes on. She doesn't have a huge catalog right now, but give her another couple of years. If she keeps going, she's absolutely climbing up this list. Number 80 is Rick Ross. Rick Ross, again, I think I would probably put a little bit higher, but again, we haven't seen the entire list. Rick Ross for me is one of those guys, aside from being constantly called out and trying to basically be canceled out of hip hop by 50 and a bunch of other people, Rick Ross is almost never miss on his albums. He's got a huge catalog. A lot of the catalog is extremely well done. So for me personally, I'd probably put him just a little bit higher. But again, after seeing the full list, I might be okay with him right at 80. All right, that's pretty much it with this one. That was 80 to 100. The next list, jump over to part 2, and we're going to start with 79 all the way down to number 60.